Hey everybody, Michael Snyder. California Weather Watch. Today is December 13th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery with the Doppler radar overlead. We also have lightning strikes going on here, so we can kind of see how that frontal system is doing offshore. But if I scroll back, we're going to go all the way back towards about midnight here. Let's stop right about midnight. And you can see the plume of moisture and our next frontal system. They're starting to spread precipitation back across Northern California as we went through early this morning. And that continues to bring that rainfall in there. It's now raining across the Bay Area there off and on as we go through the day today. But I got to tell you, folks, the intense precipitation is still yet to come. Probably as we go through the overnight hours in through very early tomorrow morning, a very intense frontal system will move down across the region. Got some big winds potentially with that as well, and some big wave action. And of course, we're going to have the king tides going on as we go through the day Saturday as well. So we could have some coastal flooding also. But if I scroll back and forth, notice this plume out here. Look at all the lightning out there. A very convectively active frontal system moving towards our area. And we do have thunderstorm potential here for today and tomorrow. As we go, I'll show the maps on that here in a moment. But check this out. We had some flooding here. This is actually this morning about 9 a.m. The entire length of Coffee Creek Road is closed due to flooding. It looks like we had a landslide there, rocks on road. And we had some pretty strong winds there across some places, Southern California, out of the southwest onshore winds, 65 and 56 miles per hour. If we take a look there, you can see 2.8 inches in a 24-hour total there. Nice to see that snowfall flying across the higher terrain. Right now, looking at the fruitcake here. The fruitcake look to things. We got the winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, got wind advisories. We got coastal flood warnings. We got coastal flood advisory. We got storm. We got everything out here across Northern California. That's how you know things are busy. Now, taking a look at the heavy snow potential, 1 to 3 feet above 5,000 feet in the Sierra Nevada and Southern Cascades. Look at that, 8 to 24 inches above 3,500 feet over Shasta County mountains. Locally higher totals along the peaks, wind gusts as high as 55 miles per hour, and possible whiteout conditions. Notice that. So you might want to put off your travel if you can on into the day Sunday potentially. This goes on until about 10 p.m. Saturday. So taking a look at the snowfall forecast today through Saturday. Again, big amounts across some of the Cascades and the Sierra Nevada. Snow levels between 4,500 and 5,500 feet. So this is going to include a lot of the pass areas. And this goes all the way on in through Saturday night. Moderate and probably some major impacts will be out there. Gusty winds, high wind warnings for some of the Bay Area, and we have wind advisories for Redding, Chico, Sacramento, Fairfield. Down towards Stockton does not include Modesto metropolitan area as of now. But there's still going to be some gusty winds with that frontal system's arrival. You can see these gusts up to 50 miles per hour for the advisory, higher in the high wind warning areas. And if we take a look at some of these winds, look at San Francisco, potentially 60 miles per hour, San Jose up towards 50, and some big winds making their way towards Sacramento, Marysville, Chico, Red Bluff as well, and some of the coastal areas just absolutely going to get pretty good winds here as we go through Saturday. I don't want to say hammered, but I mean, still, these are very strong winds coming on shore as we go through very early tomorrow morning. And the strong winds, again, kind of showing you the Bay Area a bit more where the high wind warnings are in effect for the coastal areas versus the wind advisory. And also coastal flooding potentially for some of the Bay Area as well. This goes through about 1 p.m. Monday with some of the king tides out there, and some wind and wave action could cause some of that coastal flooding. Los Angeles, California, some of these winds are going to be moving down into the coastal range here, but probably not down across the higher terrain of Southern California. Still have some beach hazard statements and some high surf advisories out there for some select areas, but not much precipitation making its way down to Southern California. But stick with me here through the extended forecast. We'll take a look at that. I haven't looked at it just yet, but I'm always hopeful. That's the problem with Southern California. A lot of times when it does come, it comes fast and furious, and I wish we could spread it out a little bit better. But now looking at Hanford, California National Weather Service, again, winter storm warnings up for the southern and some of the central and southern Sierra Nevada. Actually, this is calling for the central Sierra Nevada as of right now, but you can see how far south it goes. It does not go down towards Johnsondale, for example, and there's Porterville out towards some of the foothill areas. But again, 12 to 18 inches above 6,000 feet for the central Sierra Nevada, and above 6,000 feet here for the northern Sierra Nevada. There, 16 to 22 inches. Now taking a look at thunderstorm potential here as well. This is Hanford, California. Again, just kind of calling out that we're going to have the thunderstorm potential here on Saturday. If you take a look at the map, it does include Fresno, Sacramento, Redding. There's the Bay Area here and it extends up towards the Pacific Northwest as well. Looking at the North American model. So let's see what exactly is coming in here as I move my coffee mug for a second. And I'm going to scroll through here and look at this precipitation just continue as we go through the day and the night tonight. Saturday mornings when the heaviest of rain looks to arrive for the Bay Area. Look at this plume of moisture that's racing right across the Bay Area as we go through the morning Saturday. Thunderstorm potential with that. Heavy mountain snows ongoing. Hopefully some of that precipitation is getting down into the San Joaquin Valley as well. And you notice not much makes it down towards Southern California. This is a very progressive, fast, and powerful frontal system that rolls down across the area, but it doesn't bring much precipitation to Southern California. Now, if we take a look at what the Doppler radar may look like here over the next 48 hours, there goes the precipitation ongoing today. Starts to pick up a bit as we go through this evening for the Bay Area, but look at some of these bands of heavy precipitation. Again, there could be thunderstorm potential, and look at this very heavy rainfall at times through Saturday morning for a lot of the Bay Area. Central Coast is going to get some of that rainfall as well, and again, the heavy mountain snows flying across the Sierra Nevada, and then that system quickly out of our area by the time we get towards Sunday. Now, if we look at 80-meter wind speeds, kind of timing this out as we go through the morning, we're already starting to pick up the winds across the north coast. You'll see those winds pick up and start to move south as we go through this afternoon and this evening, including the Bay Area about midnight tonight. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, as that frontal system is passing, we have some strong winds out of the south for the Bay Area, some of the central coast as well. Big wind shift will be coming as we go right about the noon hour or so, maybe a little bit later there. But again, some big waves could be moving up and down the coastline here as well. And correlation with some of the king tides. And also, I got to point out the winds across the higher Sierra Nevada and across some of the transverse range here as we go through Saturday night into Sunday morning also. Accumulated 10-meter max wind gusts. 10 meter is 33 feet off the surface. That's just where you officially measure surface wind gusts here. So just pointing that out for anybody who didn't know that. But you can see gusts exceeding 50 miles per hour here for some of the coastal areas and getting up towards 50 there around Sacramento and some of the Sacramento Valley, foothill areas and coastal regions and some of the higher terrain. Getting pretty darn right gusty. You can see how some of that makes it down towards Modesto too. Gusts over 40 miles per hour are possible. Now, this is wrapping up a little bit as we go through the day today, but quickly the waves will be on the increase as we go through Saturday morning. That's that frontal system driving some of these winds and waves into the coastal areas there. So again, that's going to be during the king tides. So we really got to watch out for some of that coastal flooding as we go through the day Saturday. If you are in some of those typical areas along the coastline where you get some of the flooding, heads up, you need to be aware of this on the day Saturday. Now, taking a look at the extended forecast. So this is hot off the presses, the 12Z European run. There goes our powerful frontal system that's moving through tomorrow. And then we get a little bit of a break there, but then another system kind of brushing areas north, might bring some precip down towards the Bay Area. Bit of a ridge builds here as we go through the 17th and the 18th system moves through the Pacific Northwest. But you notice the Pacific Ocean starts to get active again as we go through maybe the 19th and the 20th, bringing systems towards California. And if we look way off into Fantasyland, you can see some interesting and which would be fun and active systems there for California at times. But again, we'll revisit that as we go. You should take that extended forecast with a grain of salt. As always, it's just a fantasy forecast right now. 12-hour precipitation totals. I want to point this out one more time because look at the European showing similar to what the North American model was showing. Look at some of this precipitation there just in a 12-hour period. Some of that showing up over 2 inches in a 12-hour period. So you could get some urban, some street flooding could be going on. San Jose, Sacramento, San Francisco. Yeah, no place is really safe. It depends on where this frontal system really lines up because that is going to be dropping some extremely heavy rain in a very short period amount of time. In fact, I could probably back that up to, let's go to 6 hour here and look to see what that brings. Back it up. But look at that. In a 6 hour period, some areas getting up over 2 inches potentially in that frontal system. That would definitely cause some of that urban flooding and some street flooding out there. Excessive rainfall outlooks. This should be no surprise after what we just watched. And there's day 2 for tomorrow. It does include portions of the Bay Area, and that's total precipitation. We're not going to look at that. We already did. Actually looked at 12 hours, but nonetheless, we looked at the important stuff there. And we're still early in the season as far as snowpack is concerned, but this round of snowfall here that we got going on and through tonight and tomorrow morning is going to be helping. You can see we really don't reach our peak until we get some portion there in the early portion of March. So we are still in the initial stages. We are a little bit above the median as of right now. But anyway, I'm going to get this video out here. I'm probably going to go chasing here on the Washington coast. I was thinking about coming down to the Bay Area, but I'll probably wait for the next storm system. I'm going to come down to California and do some live streams this winter as well. That is fully in my plans to do so, but the big wave action there up on the Washington coast, I'm probably going to go see that here tomorrow morning. So I'll be live streaming on the Pacific Northwest Weather Channel for that. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. We will do this all again, if not tomorrow, then on Sunday, and I will talk to you guys then.